everybody. My name is Tara, and this is Gentry. We're excited to be with you today and share with you something new and upcoming that YoungLives is doing. And I'll let Gentry share a little bit more to introduce what we're talking about.
Definitely. Thanks, Tara. As you've seen over the last handful of months, we've been focusing a lot on storytelling across the ministry to connect women in a deeper way through YoungLives social media platforms. And so we figured that we'd continue to carry that on through a storytelling movement called My Why. And Tara, tell us more about that.
Yeah, My Why is a movement to tell stories across the ministry about why our hearts beat for this work. Why each of us chose to raise our hand to get involved in the work of serving with teen parents. We have been inspired by the stories we've heard from the ways each staff member and volunteer and donor and board member and teen parent has been motivated to get involved in YoungLives.
So from here, with that motivation, we're planning on hosting virtual coffee chats each week to talk with staff, volunteers, teen parents, and supporters across the ministry, really to get to the heart of one thing. And that is, what is your why? What initially drew you to YoungLives, to this ministry and this work? And what continues to draw you to this mission on a day-to-day level, whether that be, as a staff member, as a volunteer, or as a teen parent yourself. Because we want to be able to share with people across the globe that even in the mess of our own stories, God calls us to really big and beautiful things. So we want to hear your story, and we believe that your story can make an impact. So I'm sitting here today with Tara, hosting our very first My Why Coffee Chat. So tell me about what initially drew you to take part in the YoungLives ministry.
Yeah, it was actually a really interesting crossroads in my life when I was first spoken to about this opportunity with YoungLives and stepping into this role. I was a new mom, so I think a couple months into motherhood with my first child, and all the things of feeling motherhood, from hormones to holding this new baby that you're responsible for, and just the changes that you experience as a mom. That was changing my perspective in a lot of things in life. And so getting the opportunity to hear about YoungLives, I've been in the ministry for 6 years prior in YoungLife, but not in YoungLife specifically. And so hearing and understanding the need in a new way was really unique. And I feel like God aligned that.
That's awesome. And so true that we're, as moms, like held in this vulnerable place. And I think that that's a really eye-opening experience to kind of make decisions from. So what from that initial motivation have you brought into your day-to-day work now that you've been involved in YoungLives for a little while?
Yeah, I would say that the motivation is still the same in terms of understanding motherhood. I think now, I guess you could say I'm a little bit more seasoned of a mother after couple of years, 4 or 5 years of being a mom. And I've been through some really painful things in motherhood and have walked through some challenges. And so it continues to grow my perspective of moms, and getting to just have the opportunity to hear stories of teen parents and the difficulties that they go through. I can't imagine not having the support that I have and the community around me, what that would be like on a day-to-day basis. So I'm always reminded of that, even as I open my laptop and do my organizational things. I'm always reminded day to day of these stories and the true just the heartbeat of this ministry, and that's caring for teen parents.
And so from that experience and from your story, being a mother and being kind of led into this ministry through that motivation, how would you encourage those who are in a similar place?
Yeah, I would just encourage people to lean in to what God has for them, and don't put excuses in front of them. I'm one to say that because I've done that for myself, of just saying like, well, I'm not cut out for this, or this isn't meant for me, or this isn't the right time. I think a lot of times we can do that, and we don't allow God to use the story that He's working within us. And so I would just encourage people to maybe put that aside and pray about what an opportunity could look like for them to get involved, whether it's supporting somebody who's doing the direct ministry work or actually doing the work in the field. I think everyone has a story to share, and that's a part of what we're wanting to get at with this, is just to hear people's stories and motivation and let others know that they're not alone.
That's awesome. And thanks for sharing your story, Tara, because I think that, yeah, everybody's journey and everybody's experiences bring something to the table in terms of connecting people across the globe through this ministry, but also potentially bringing people to the edge of making the decision to get involved in something that can be really impactful. So thanks so much for sharing your story. And to anybody watching, we encourage you to share your story as well. Everybody has something to share whenever it comes to something that can make an impact on somebody else, potentially across the globe through this platform. So feel free to reach out and schedule a coffee chat with us.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.